Good morning, everyone. So this Murli is from the 21st of February 1983, and it's all about silence, the power of silence, and how we use that power to transform our life and also to affect the atmosphere around us and reach out to other souls. We can do service through our mind, as we say, by practicing this state of silence. But it's a power that is accumulated over a long time. So therefore today, the Supreme Soul speaking here is saying that he's checking his army. We are his army, he's the general, so he's checking to what extent we have accumulated this power of silence and to what extent we are still having this practice, regular practice.
Would you like to read?
Om Shanti, yes. The main thing is the power of silence is victorious over the power of science. With the practical fruit of the power of silence, to what extent are you able to or have already transformed yourself? The atmosphere, your attitude and personality. First of all, experiment with this on yourself. Experiment with any illness of the body. Then with the power of silence, any form of karmic bondage will be transformed into the form of a sweet relationship. Bondage is always bitter, whereas a relationship is sweet. With the power of silence, this suffering of karma, the bitter bondage of karma, will be experienced as a line drawn on water. You wouldn't have any feeling of being one who is suffering, of being one who is going through that suffering, but you will continue to see that scene of karmic accounts as a detached observer. Research it in this way. Don't look at one another and ask, what is this one doing? What does this one do? Don't look at any of that. Go ahead in the experience of I first, because this is a matter of your own internal efforts.
Yeah, there are several points in this reading. The first is that through the power of silence, we are able to transform ourselves, transform our sanskaras, that is our deepest ingrained traces of previous lives. And that can only be transformed through the power of yoga. So when the word silence is used here, it really means the power of yoga. And with that, we can transform over a long time's practice. We can transform our sanskaras, and in that process, we will experience that obstacles in our life, they become less and less, and even those that do arise, they will be easily dealt with, because we have the power of silence that makes us detached from the events, the incidents, and so this detachment will very easily take care of that bit. And that's why later in this reading, it was also said that the suffering will be reduced. So one thing is that as we transform, the objective obstacles, they do lessen they do somehow the whole drama, or the, you can say, life cooperates with us. It's a karmic thing. And the second thing is that we are, whatever remains to be endured, that will be experienced as a very, very sort of light prick with a thorn. We can easily hover over these happenings in our life. So we don't get pulled down, we don't get severely affected. And then we will remain content and happy because we are light. And there is no sense of real sorrow, even if there is pain in the body. And one thing is the physical pain. This can be a challenge if it's severe enough. But I think most of the pain that people experience is really mental. It's self-inflicted pain, which comes from wrong thinking and wrong attitudes and bad management of their relationships, etc., etc. And that is all part of that transformation that we undergo. So we become experts in managing our life.
Souls of the world and souls who come into contact and relationship with you have to realize that they are receiving rays of peace from this special soul or special souls. All of you should have the experience of being a mobile, sacred place of peace. Let their intellects experience an incarnation of peace coming to give them peace. All the peaceless souls everywhere should be drawn to the sacred place of peace on the basis of the rays of peace. Just as a thirsty person is automatically drawn to water, in the same way, let souls be drawn to you souls who are incarnations of peace. Now experiment with this power of silence even more. The power of silence can enable your thoughts to reach other souls even faster than a wireless. The power of science is able to bring about transformation, growth, destruction, creation, upheaval, and also give comfort. However, the special tool for the power of silence is a pure thought. With this tool, you are able to see the successful form of whatever you want.
Yes, again, I think there are two aspects in this. One that I touched on just before, that through the power of silence, we're able to transform our sanskaras and personality. And this will also act through our behavior and actions, so that people around us will see those specialities, those virtues that we embody as an individual and that we develop with the power of yoga, and then they will take inspiration from that. I think people are noticing much more in us than we are aware of, and we will appear as like beacons for them or inspirations. Any experience of peace, of deep peace that souls have had in our centers, they will. It will never be really forgotten. It will maybe be forgotten for a while, but there will come a time when the cry for peace will be immense, and then it will come back to them. They will remember where they experienced this peace, and then we will appear in front of them as those souls. But the other aspect is also that, and that's very much what the Murli here is about, is that service through the mind directly that I mentioned before. That when our yoga is deep and consistent, then we are actually reaching out into the atmosphere. This is it's a sort of metaphysical mystery how this works, but it does definitely work. The soul affects its surroundings through pure mental spiritual power, and that takes first and foremost, it takes purity of the mind, which was also mentioned here. Without that purity, there can be no power.
You will continue to receive blessings from the Father by having a balance of remembrance and service. Maintaining a balance is the greatest art. When you have a balance in everything, you easily become number one. It is this balance that will give visions of a blissful life. By constantly being aware of keeping a balance and experiencing all attainments, you yourself will move forward and you will also help others move forward. Constantly maintain the awareness that you are the souls who have been remembered as the handful out of multi-millions. Those who know the Father and have attained the Father. Stay in this happiness and your faces will become mobile service centers.
Yes, balance in life is paramount. This is a sign of maturity, that we don't go into extremes. We are always well balanced between different aspects, which are sometimes complementary. They have to be tend to both poles, you can say, both aspects, and then I think it's one of the key ingredients in the recipe for success in life, that we are having this balance, and we always know which of the complementary powers or virtues to use in every given situation in front of any given soul. So balance is definitely something that is important in our life. And there are many balances. It's not only balance between different type of powers and virtues and skills, but also balance between our spiritual responsibilities and our worldly responsibilities. So all in all, really becoming balanced, also balanced between our male and female aspects. The women have to become like powerhouses and authorities, and the men have to become like gentlemen, real gentlemen, and that is the image of perfection.
Would anyone like to share a point?
For me, the Baba is saying that they are the mobile sacred peace. And I was thinking, if you put an announcement, there is a mobile some services there, and if you say you giving peace, imagine how many souls will be queuing up. So this is an incognito service, and we are walking and moving among souls, and by serving ourselves, we will be serving so many of them, and they are thirsty for it right now. And then return of that, the karmic philosophy of that Baba saying, you give that, how much of that return of that blessing automatically coming from those souls to us, that will even make us even more peaceful and happy. So I really love that. Thirsty souls, if they are thirsty, they'll come for the water. Right now, souls are really thirsty for this peace and the silence. because that's our core quality. So beautiful. Om Shanti.
This central image represents the fireflies. The fireflies are compared to the souls. Souls are visible through their light. And coming back to what you mentioned, the importance of purity. What is a pure thought? Would anyone like to give an example? What is, in your experience, a pure thought? The foundation of power of silence, the foundation of power of yoga is a pure thought. What would be an example?
I think the definition is mainly that our thoughts are free from any vices, that there is no trace of any vices in our thoughts. That itself is maybe 90% of the accomplishment. And then above and beyond that, any thought of benevolence which is added to that will then have power. And every you can say every vision or any vision or any idea will have power in it and will materialize. But the foundation, I think the foundation work is really to become viceless, because it's it's impure thoughts based on any of the vices, or their subtle progenies that are polluting our mind and weakening us. So the power can only be accumulated when all this has been eliminated.
Anyone else would like to share any other point or?
The pure purity or the pure thoughts are really knowing who you are. The Baba gives us so much of self-respect and swamans, Baba call it. When we are in that, when we knowing who we are, I am the child of God. I am a peaceful being. I'm a loveful being. That's me. I'm like my father. When we have those thoughts and when we feel the experience that we belongs to God, who's the ocean of love, when we have this, that gives us immense peace and silence, which is our core quality.
Anyone else would like to share? Would you like to share a practice for today, Viggo?
Yes, I was thinking, let's have the practice that we call traffic control. This is something we practice anyway, but have a special focus on the quality of that yoga. So it's not just having a small break and some sort of light meditation, but let's try to have a real powerful stage within the few minutes that we sit. Because as we have been told time and again, the challenges are going to increase in the future, and we will have to develop this practice of being able to put a full stop in a second and become bodiless in a second, because those challenges will come unexpected and without any warnings. So it's very important that we are able to put that full stop and no second thought is pulling us. So let's have that extra check on our traffic control meditation today.
Thank you, very clear. Have a good day and we will meet again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.